Time today. This is the last session in this room. Thank you for coming here a long way over from the forum. And the next talk is Mohammed is going to talk about component-based Rails applications. And if you look at the name on the slide, you may be wondering like what's going on with the order of the names there. It's a good reminder that not all cultures and not like work the same way in terms of like internationalization, for example. This is not the topic of the talk though, so please give a warm round of applause to Mohammed. Thank you.
Hello everybody. Thank you for being interested in my talk today. I hope you will like it. So my name is Mohammed, and I'm originally from Morocco. I used to live in Spain for 8 years. Both countries are warm, not like here. But this is the most important thing. Is I'm really excited to be here. You guys from the north, you like to be in the south. I'm from the south. I'm very excited to be in the north. So yeah, I moved to Germany for about one year and 8 months. I work for eventing. It's like a platform for event locations. And today I will be talking about components-based Rails applications. In the beginning, I will explain some obstacles that one can have using a monolithic application, and how one can save it using namespaces and or engines. And in our case, we'll go in deep with engines as the best solution. And yeah, and how we'll split the application into portions. And then in the second part, I will cover how we can benefit from this architecture, how we can speed our deployment, decrease memory usage, and deploy these portions to separate servers. So yeah, many projects might fit well using the typical monolithic Rails application, but what about if it's...
The signal is a little bit broken. Let me check connections real quick. Go on.
But what about if it's reach a certain size? Then it becomes a little bit hard to understand what all the little parts do. A solution to that, one can...
Sorry about this. This is not great. Yeah, I'm going on this side now. No, it's just... Let's try the cable wiggling trick. Ja, wenn ihr noch einen habt, kannst du versuchen.
maybe I can share a slides video in Google Drive. Then
Oh yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, let's check how that. How do we do that?
I think there is an option to share.
Oh yeah, Jan dot
Thank you. Yeah, I was saying that using a monolithic Rails application might fit very well with some projects. But what about if the application go larger? Then it becomes a bit hard to understand what's or to track what all the little parts do. So a solution can be is using namespaces, no? Then you have like some modularity. You have yeah, like controllers, splits, for example, admin controllers in one folder, API controllers in another folder, and so on. And the same for helpers in JavaScript and services. But you don't have, you can't enforce a dependency structure. A solution to that is using this architecture, components-based Rails application. And this is how our Rails application will look like. So from the first look, the impression that you give, it's not the typical application that we used to see with the app folder and config folder and so on. This is what I really, really like here. It's special than the typical. Let's go in deep into these two folders. We have engines and we have web container. So web container will contain our Rails application, like main application, but nothing else, just the configurations and just to run the Rails application empty, and all the logic, all the code goes into engines. So in our case, we have like admin UI, we have API, we have another engine for dashboard UI, we have another one logic or domain logic or content. This one will contain like our models, and another engine public UI. So yeah, let's go in deep inside an engine. So what is an engine? An engine is a mini Rails application. It's a gem that can be mounted inside your main Rails application. To create a gem, you just have to run this command. For example, the engine name is admin UI here, and it will create this mini app inside our engines folder. Yeah, as you see, it's just like a normal Rails application, but it cannot work alone. It must be mounted or integrated into our main application. To use like external gems or external engines, so you have just to add this gem to the gem file inside our engine, and then add the dependency and the gem spec file and the required. Required here is very important if you use gems in general, because they are not required automatically. It's not like in the main Rails, in the main app, in the main Rails application. You just they are auto-loaded, but here you have to require it manually. Okay, what about migrations? So far we have an engine, a separate engine for modules. So there we create our migration, but how our application can know about them? We run this command and this rake engine name, then install, and then migrations. This will basically copy your migrations from the engine to your main application, and then you can run the typical DB migrate. Or there is another way you can define, you can append these migrations to your to your main Rails application, so then you don't have to copy them just by running db migrate. They will be run automatically as well. Okay, tests. One of the most interesting thing is we don't run all the tests all together. So we run tests separately for each engine in isolation. And as you see, every engine will contain a dummy app. A dummy app is like it's not used for the application, just to run to execute our test there. As you see here in the Rails helper, we will require the environment RB file from our dummy app, not from the main app. And how we can run all the tests together. So in each engine, we have this bash file which will run the bundle install and creates the and prepare the migration, prepare the database, and then run the RSpec. And in the root directory, we'll have another bash file which will look for all the tests that is age bash files and executes them and executes all of them. And if they all pass, so then your test success. Otherwise, it will fail, and you can use them in CI. So now we build an engine. Let's integrate it in our main application. So basically, you just call gem the name of the engine, which is located in the engines folder, and you can mount it this way. For example, public UI engine, it will be in the root. It will be mounted in the root dashboard UI. The dashboard UI, it will be mounted in the /dashboard, and etc. So this way, we have a very clean route file instead of having like if our application is big, so we'll have like hundreds of lines in one folder, in one file. So the benefits of this is components-based architecture is complementary to good objects-oriented practice. Engines are namespaced as well. They enforce an internal dependency structure. We have cleaner gem file and cleaner routes.rb file and fast tests. So if we run all the tests together, this might take, depend on the project, but if it's 20 or 30 minutes, it's already boring. So and so much. So here we run them separately. And also in terms of team collaborations. So just imagine if somebody is working in admin UI, he just have to care about admin UI, not about the other portions. So I mean in terms of tests and everything. So far, everything is good. Yeah. So far, we just saw what is an engine, how we can use it, how we can integrate it to our application, and then in the second part, we'll go a little bit deeper how we can benefit from this in terms of memory usage or deployment and so on. I would like to start this part by this little example. So we all familiar with this code. So we used to group our gems inside our gem file, and then we can run specific gems that we want. For example, running bundle install without test and development. It wants install. It will install only production. So yeah, all the groups without this two. So the same thing we will do for our engines. We will create custom groups called, for example, API public admin. So we will install only the gems that we want, not all of them. And this is what we will be running when we will deploy. For example, this one won't include API in public, but it will install only admin gems. Or also we can use bundle without environment variable provided by bundler gem. Yeah. So I will explain a little bit this method because we'll it's a secret class. Yeah, this class basically receive a running mode environment variable, and it's decide what groups we want to load or what groups we want to install. So if it receive API, will load only API groups, public the same, admin the same. If we don't pass, if we don't spend this this environment variable, we will include all the groups. And this will be used in the main application that's RB file. For example, if colon bundler groups method will install will require only the gems in that specific group. So for example, if the bundler group return admin, we won't install the gems from public and the gems from, I'm sorry, not install but require the gems from API and the gems from group. So in here, in our main routes file, the same thing. So if this value is API, we mount only the API engine, the same for admin, the same for public, and if nothing there, so we mount all of them. And this is what we really want to achieve, is this is our running mode environment variable. So if we run Rails S using running mode public, so we will require only the files from this group, and we will ignore the other ones. So yeah, and this way we can deploy it into several servers. This is a example benchmark that I did, not for this project, but but for another one. I just copied this this code in a controller, and check the memory usage inside an application which load only admin, and another test for an application which loads everything. And as you see, you can see a significant result between the two cases. Who use engines? For example, Device is an engine. Solidus is a fork from Spree. Maybe you know about it. It's an e-commerce platform, and they all use the engines concept. And this is an example of an application that I have in my repository. You can have a look and see how it works. So yeah, that's it. Before I finish, I would like to share with you that I am running this project to build a school in Tanzania. I was there last December, and I was hosted by a Maasai family, and they have lack of kindergarten and schools for children. So I am running this project, if you like to donate or support, please have a look at my story there, or you can just approach me. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Questions?
You want to take questions? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? Great, go ahead.
So just for my understanding, is it possible to access code from some shared dependency and that works as usual Rails code behaves? So is it possible from let's say public UI to access a model, an active record that's defined in the logic gem?
Yes, definitely. The question is if for example, from public UI can access some classes from another engine, for example, from logic in our case, yeah? So yes, definitely, because in the gem spec file you define the dependencies and you load them, so your public UI will depend on logic, and you can use all your modules and all your classes that you have defined there, yeah. But instead, for example, if you have if you don't have this dependency, you can't of course you can't use them.
But if you don't have the dependency, you also get the advantage that you don't load it.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Totally. This is the point. Yeah. More questions?
Okay, thank you very much, Mohammed. Again, round of applause.
And if someone is interested in the architecture, want to try it or have some questions, yeah, just please approach me and I will be very happy to talk. Yeah.
So I think that sorry. The other room has about like 5 to 6 minutes, but we can now all head over there. There's a coffee break, there's a cake break,